Infamous Second Son was my first introduction to the Infamous series, and it turned out to be a really fun platinum experience. The game originally released back in 2014, not long after the PS4 launched, and it still holds up surprisingly well 11 years later on the PS5. The platinum trophy is rated around a 3 out of 10 in difficulty. It takes about 20 hours to complete and it requires 2 playthroughs. When the game starts, you get this like Star Wars looking scrolling text explaining that 7 years ago some humans called conduits suddenly developed powers. So something called the DUP was formed to hunt and capture them all, labeling them as bioterrorists. But now it's believed that all bioterrorists have been captured and the DUP is being phased out and the military is taking over. And right this moment, a prisoner transport is on its way from a DUP facility over to an army prison. But then we get hit with the last line saying, "It will never arrive." Then we get introduced to the main character Delsin Rowe, and you start off by doing some graffiti. But then the cops show up, so we had to escape to our tribe's party at the longhouse. But when we got there, the sheriff was already there, and he actually turned out to be our brother, Reggie. So we started arguing, but that didn't last long because of this truck coming crashing in. My bro went for these two, and I went over to help this guy named Henry. But he took Delsin hostage, and in an attempt to stop him, he grabbed his arm, and somehow he stole his smoke powers. But after taking his powers, Delsin passed out, and when he woke up, they were both gone. So Delsin chased after him, and found his brother stuck under this car. Then they both chased after Henry, and got to this house, but here, Delsin had to go in alone. And after chasing Henry for a while through the building, when he finally caught up to him, the DUP was already there. And here we got introduced to this horrible woman named Augustine, who is also a conduit with concrete powers. And she felt something was suspicious since Delsin was in there with Henry for so long. So she started to torture him with concrete in his legs.
I'm told that hurts.
But Delsin didn't say anything until she threatened the tribe. And this is where we got our first important choice of the game, because there is something in this game called karma, and this is why we need 2 playthroughs, because we need 1 playthrough where we are the hero choosing all the good karma options, and 1 where we are the villain choosing all the evil karma options. And for my first playthrough I chose to be the good guy. So here I had to choose to turn myself in instead of sacrificing the tribe.
I'm a conduit.
What?
I said I'm a conduit, alright? I caught it a second ago from that guy.
Oh, you caught it. Very funny.
And this is where the first trophy popped. But Delsin fainted from the pain, and when he woke up he found out Augustine had injured many of his tribe with her concrete powers. And the only way to save them was for Delsin to go to Seattle, find Augustine and take her power.
Same power, I get it. Which means we don't actually need Augustine. We just need her power.
Once Delsin and Reggie arrived in Seattle, they found the city locked down by the DUP, with checkpoints and cameras and patrols everywhere. So I started tearing through their defenses and causing chaos, and also searching for these things called core relays to upgrade my smoke powers. And after finding a couple of core relays, my next goal was taking out the communications of the DUP on top of the Space Needle. So I had to climb up here, take out a lot of DUP, and up here was also another core relay, which gave me this sort of ultimate move.
Hello, Science Center District. I lost you. Do you read me? I'm getting nothing, sir. You? Nothing outside our immediate area.
Yeah, Red. Let's go find us some prime conduits and get some new powers. We own the streets!
But now with my new powers, I decided to clear out some DUP in between main missions. And here, suddenly I got this trophy for destroying 5 cars within 5 seconds. And then about 2 minutes after that trophy, I got this one as well, for using my karmic streak attack to defeat just 1 enemy. Then the next thing I did was to investigate some bodies that was left by some neon conduit. And after some detective work, I found the conduit's hideout. And it turned out it was a woman. And then Reggie came up with a great idea about a big neon sign. And we thought maybe we'll see if she comes there. But before that, I decided I wanted to clear out some DUP. And when you get a part of the city down to under 30% DUP control, you get something called a district showdown, where you tag some billboard, and then you call and then you fight some DUP. And after that you get fast travel. And doing my first one also popped a trophy. Then I went over to the neon sign that Reggie suggested, and I hid under the box until the neon conduit showed up. Then I jumped out, surprised her, and took her power. And I also saw some bad things about her past with drugs. Then I chased after her and I ended up in a boss fight. And after the boss fight, Reggie showed up, and I had to choose to either make her a bad guy or to try to redeem her and make her a hero. And since this is my good karma playthrough, I had to choose the good option. The conduit's name is Fetch, and after this she helped me track down some core relays to upgrade my new neon powers, which turned out to be my favorite powers that I unlocked in this game. And not long after that, I ended up defeating my 10th enemy by detonating ammo crates, which popped this trophy. Then I went on to do the good karma mission for Fetch, where we destroyed some drugs and took out some drug dealers, and after mission I popped this trophy. Then 2 minutes later I also hit 3 weak points with neon beam within 6 seconds and popped this trophy. A bit later, when I tried to cross this bridge that Augustine had broken, I actually ended up encountering her, and here I ended up in a boss fight where she tried to force me to use my neon powers to find out if the rumors about me gaining new powers were actually true. And then after the fight she started covering me with concrete, but I actually got saved by an angel and dropped off in the city. And down here in the south I got called by a fan named Eugene, and he helped me try to track down the other conduit that escaped with Fetch and Henry. But I felt this guy was a bit suspicious, and after me and Reggie managed to track down the hideout of this last conduit, I had a big boss fight inside some virtual world, and after the boss fight I actually found out that the conduit was Eugene himself. And with Eugene I got the same choice as with Fetch, and here I also had to choose the good karma option. And just like with my neon powers, I also had to go around searching for core relays to unlock the full potential of this new video power. And since I now had 3 powers, I decided to go for a trophy where I had to defeat an enemy using 3 different power sources. So here I just shot someone with the video power, then the smoke power, and then I finished them off with the neon power. And then the trophy popped. Then I went on clearing some DUP out of the city, and I had eventually cleared out a whole district, and that popped a trophy. Then the next thing I did was the good karma mission with Eugene, where we saved some conduits, and doing this also popped a trophy. Then I continued clearing out the city, and I managed to destroy half the DUP security cameras and popped a trophy. And a little later I also healed my 10th wounded civilian and popped another trophy. And then I also got this trophy. Ooh, weep weep weep. Collect half the blast shards. Then I found out that Hank, the guy that gave me my smoke powers, who we thought got killed by Augustine, was actually alive, and he informed me that Eugene and Fetch had been captured, and he knew where they were being held. But then when we got out there, it turned out it was a trap, and Hank has set us up because of some promise that Augustine made him. But my bro Reggie, he was ready, and he shot Augustine with a rocket launcher so I could escape. And then when we tried to free Fetch and Eugene, a big tragedy happened.
Delson, look at me.
You gotta let me go.
No, I can do this.
Listen, we can't let this stuff get to you two. I'm so proud of you.
No.
Always have been.
No. Lindsay, don't.
I love you, bro.
Then, filled with rage, Delsin had a boss fight against Augustine. And the result of that fight was the whole DUP structure sinking into the water. But Augustine survived. When Delsin got out of the water, he was still very angry and he managed to track down Hank. And here I got the option of sparing Hank or killing him in front of his daughter. So here I chose to spare his life, and this popped a trophy. Then the next mission was to go to the DUP tower to confront Augustine. And on my way over there, I reached level 5 good karma. Then with Fetch and Eugene's help, I managed to climb up to the top of the tower and enter through the roof to start my final boss fight against Augustine. And after I beat her ass with my video powers, she gave me her concrete powers and I saw her backstory.
My power. You got it.
And womp womp, you got hunted and betrayed your friend. I'm still gonna beat your ass. So then it was on to phase 2 of the fight, where I had to beat her with her own powers. But to start with, I couldn't do anything with the power, but my goat Eugene were delivering me them core relays throughout the whole fight. And in the end, I won, and exposed Augustine and the DUP for who they were.
Yeah, I'm told that hurts.
And then I went back to my people to heal them all with my new powers.
It's gone.
Yeah,
They're all gone.
a promise is a promise, right?
And after making some graffiti in memory of Reggie, right before the credits rolled, I got a trophy. Let's go, justice. Expose the corruption of the powerful. And after being forced to watch the whole 5 minutes of credits, I got another trophy for finishing the story with good karma. Then it was time to clear the DUP out of the entire city to get a bunch of trophies, and the first I got was for completing showdowns in half of the districts. Then I got one for busting 10 drug dealers. The next I got was for clearing the DUP out of half of the districts in the city. Then I got a trophy for rescuing 10 suspects from suspicious pens. After that, the next trophy I got was for defeating all the DUP's secret agents. Then I destroyed all the DUP security cameras. Then I collected all the informants' audio logs. Then I destroyed all the DUP hidden cameras. Then I collected all the blast shards. And I also completed all the stencil arts. Shake, 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 shake. Delsin is skilled. Coloring inside the lines. Complete all the stencil arts. Then I also did my last district showdown. Yay, clean sweep. Clear the DUP out of the entire city. Ooh, final showdown. Complete all of the district showdowns in the city. After I'd cleared the entire DUP out of the city, the next trophy I got was for rescuing 10 escaped conduits from angry mobs. Then I had to climb on top of the DUP tower to be able to get a trophy for comet dropping over 170 meters. Then I had to stay in the air for more than 45 seconds, and here I just jumped off a building and used the video powers to levitate So I did that for at least 45 seconds, and when I landed, the trophy popped. Then I went for a trophy, where I had to dash through 2 red air vents without touching the ground and then comma drop on an enemy. But I tried to do this for a very long time, until I gave up and searched the internet and found out it can't be 2 wall vents, it has to be like a wall and then a ground. So when I tried this, the trophy finally popped. And now it was on to my Evil Karma playthrough, that I had to play on expert difficulty. And everything was the same here, until I had to choose between turning myself in or letting Augustine hurt my tribe. And in this playthrough I noticed Delsin was a bit of a dick.
Probably the same thing she did to everyone else in this room when you didn't.
Do me a favor and tell everybody else that I said thanks for taking one for the team. Yeah.
But yeah, I got back to the city, and when I was upgrading my smoke powers again with the core relays, I managed to get this trophy for comma dropping on 3 coughing enemies. Boom! Cough drop. Comma drop on 3 coughing enemies.
Not bad, huh? Hey, you want to see it again?
Then the next trophy I got was on top of the Space Needle for finishing off 10 wounded enemies or civilians. And after the fetch boss fight, I decided to corrupt her so that I could do her Evil Karma mission. And the difference here was that we killed people at activist rallies instead of taking out drug dealers. And during this mission I got a trophy for disrupting 10 activist rallies. Boom! Ooh, freedom of speech. Damn. And after the mission, I learned that being bad gets you the girls.
Hook up?
Activists can wait.
What the hell? And I also popped another trophy. Ooh, malice. Get them before they get you. Then I went down south and corrupted Eugene as well. But he was not the only thing that corrupted. My footage also did. So I can't show you that. But the next trophy I got was for killing 10 obnoxious Akuran gang members. Then I did Eugene's Evil Karma mission, where we killed Akuran gangs instead of saving conduits, and this popped a trophy. Then after Hank's whole betrayal and Reggie dying, I tracked him down again, and this time I had to kill him in front of his daughter. And with that, I also popped 2 trophies. InFamous. Achieve level 5 Evil Karma. Revenge. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And then I infiltrated the DUP tower again and had my boss fight against Augustine on expert difficulty. And this time I had chosen to kill her. We didn't get to see that, we only saw some animation of Delsin throwing her off the building. And after this we went back to the Akomish. But with all the evil choices we had done, we weren't as welcome back as we were in the other playthrough. Even though it meant the death of everyone there.
You, everybody else, will die without me. Or have you forgotten that?
We haven't forgotten. And we will never forget.
But...
What the fuck? Dominance show the world that nobody can protect them. And after watching the whole credits again, Rebellion finished the story with Evil Karma. Ooh, unstoppable. Finished the game on expert difficulty. And then there were only 2 trophies left before the platinum. Beat down 10 sign twirlers and take out 10 street musicians. There's no one running, he just disappeared, bro. Oh, what? Okay. Spin-off, beat down 10 sign twirlers. Come here! Let's go! Everyone's a critic. Platinum. So that was the platinum for InFamous Second Son. This platinum took me around 23 hours. That includes the paper trail and a little bit of AFKing. I had a blast with this game, and honestly, it was way more fun than I expected. So please, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching the video.